Each candidate's going to have 3 minutes to speak, as we have historically done. There will not be a question asked of the candidates like we were anticipating we may, just because we were afraid the event would run too long. If you look on your agenda, for all offices that have opposition, whoever is the candidate speaking before you will be up here on stage speaking, and then you will be on deck in these reserved seats here to the left, and you'll draw numbers to see who speaks first, second, third, or whatever in that category. We will have cake auctions and pie auctions in between some of the speeches, and anybody can bid on those, and anybody that wants to can come up here and see what variety we have, because there's some good-looking cakes and pies up here. We would like to offer a very special thanks to our Morgan County Board of Ed building, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ralph Hamilton, for allowing us the use of these facilities. We also would like to thank our auctioneer, Mr. Teddy Creech. We would like to thank Mountain Telephone TV for their broadcasting this evening, and of course the DAV 132 for the presentation of colors, and Mr. Jason Van Hoos for helping with our audio-visual presentation as well. So we're going to get started, and we decided to start with some candidates who have no opposition so that those who have opposition could kind of see the flow of everything. So if Mr. Miles Holbrook would come up. You can move the microphone. Last time I think it was kind of stationary and we could not, but now for the people who are taller than 5'2".
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be short because I've always heard when you're a lawyer, when you're winning, shut up. And so looks like I'm winning on this term, and I'm going to try to keep it brief, okay? I have cherished the 2 terms that I've been lucky enough to be your Morgan County attorney, and I am excitedly optimistic about the next 4 years. Morgan County, we've done a lot of good work. The Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Motley, I work with different agencies, state police, the city police, Kelsey Hensley. I think that we've done a pretty good job as far as trying to keep crime in check. We do have a number of initiatives that I'd like to kind of talk to you about. Thefts of catalytic converters are up, and we are looking to some KRS statutes to help us kind of clamp down on people that buy and sell those. And if you take away the buy and sellers of such illegal products, then you kind of take away the market for it. Also, I have been approached by a bunch of parents of children that they start finding these tobacco products. They start finding vape pens, in their backpacks and stuff as they come home from school. And so I think there's a little bit of misconception out there. We're kind of desensitized to the fact that we see these vape pens and these stubs in all these grocery stores and gas stations and stuff. But I just want everybody to know that Kentucky has recently changed the law that anybody under the age of 21, you're not allowed to have tobacco. You're not allowed to have vape pens. And even more so, you're definitely not allowed to sell those to minors. And so, again, I'm going to be working with the sheriff, local law enforcement, and alcohol beverage control to kind of stamp the selling of these vape pens and tobacco products out of the gas stations. Per offense, you can be fined up to $2,500 for every time you do that, and the enforcement of that is going to be stepped up big time. Now, growing up, I really didn't know what a county attorney was. It's a lot of things. You're a prosecutor. You work with juveniles, dependency, neglect, and abuse with families. You have guardianship trials where you have elder people that need help, taking care of daily lives. And also you give advice to the fiscal court. Sometimes when they want it, and sometimes when they just want you to shut up, keep your mouth shut, and that is the important part, is telling people what they don't want to hear when they need to hear it. And so that's kind of been my role, what I've seen since I've been Morgan County attorney. As I said, I'm going to be short. My name is Miles Holbrook. I am your county attorney, and my door is still open. And if you have any questions, you can drop by any time. I'm on Main Street. And you all have a nice day.
I don't think that Darby is here this afternoon, nor probably Jimmy Darrell Easterling. Both of those are running unopposed. So up next will be our state representatives for the 99th District, Richard White, Kevin Anderson, and Edward Frazier, if they could come forward. They need to draw names. We're going to let them draw and speak in order here real quick. And after they speak, we're going to have the fun stuff. We're going to have a cake auction really fast. Only thing is, if you buy early in the night, everybody might want you to share. I don't know. No, you can just sit right there. The next category is going to be the coroner candidates. So if Mr. James Casey Helton is here or Raymond Van Cleve, if you want to come up here and be on deck, that would be wonderful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emily White. I want to thank the Morgan County Rotary Club for hosting this forum and allowing me to speak on behalf of my father, Representative Richard White. As many of you are aware, my father has experienced a recent illness that prevents him from being here tonight. However, Dad remains fully committed to working hard for our district. He is maintaining consistent lines of dialogue with House leadership, and just this week he held a legislative meeting with General Assembly colleagues and the Vice President of UK Medical Center from his hospital room. My dad is focused on getting better, and he looks forward to spending much time in Morgan County very soon. My father and I appreciate the opportunity to share his vision, values, and priorities with you. My father has served the 99th District since 2020. Dad has dedicated his life to leadership and public service. He is devoted to being a resonating voice for rural Kentucky and the values that we cherish. My father has been a small business owner and a leader in the forest industry for 46 years. He was one of the first loggers in our region to export Kentucky lumber overseas. In building his logging career, Dad has worked closely with Morgan County, buying and selling lumber and building relationships in this community. Dad's professional experience has given him a clear understanding of the economic and workforce challenges rural Kentuckians face. That is why my father co-sponsored House budget proposal, allocating record funding for infrastructure improvements, education, and rural development initiatives. My father is also committed to being a powerful voice for our shared rural Kentucky values. Dad believes in smaller government and individual liberty. He is pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and a passionate defender of our brave law enforcement. And he is grounded in his Christian faith. In defense of these values, my dad has sponsored legislation to reopen our economy and limit government overreach. He sponsored House Bill 91, a pro-life amendment to Kentucky's Constitution. My father recently sponsored, hours before he fell ill, House Bill 43, classifying our churches as essential service providers. This bill ensures that our First Amendment right to freely worship is never infringed upon again, as we saw on Easter Sunday when Governor Beshear unconstitutionally closed our churches, intimidated and harassed worshipers. My father believes that our Constitution must be respected at all times, even when those times are difficult or inconvenient. Richard White's values are Morgan County values, the common sense, patriotic, conservative principles that preserve the American dream. In closing, I want to share how I have come to know the best of Richard White, the man that I am blessed to call my dad. Imagine the logger struggling and sacrificing to make a good life for his family. Imagine a man working tirelessly, fighting to provide opportunities for his children. Imagine a man endlessly devoted to his friends, neighbors, and community. I don't have to imagine that man because I was raised by him, learning from his example. Just as I have seen my father work to exhaustion in the log yards, I have seen him work even harder in the halls of our capital, fighting for you, your families, and the future generation that will call our region home. My father is many things that make me proud: a businessman, a leader, and a legislator. But before all those things, he is a man of strong faith and firm conviction, fighting for those who want to build a better future. As your state representative, my father will continue fighting to ensure the American dream is in reach for all of us. Thank you.
Good evening. Need my reading glasses. I'm a fill-in also. My name is Julie Anderson, and my husband, Kevin Anderson, is running as a Democratic candidate for state representative for the 99th District. And I would also like to thank the Rotary Club for hosting the event and allowing me to speak on Kevin's behalf. He was unable to be here tonight due to assisting at the 16th Region Girls and Boys Basketball Tournament in Moorhead, which he's done for 20 years. And I think Morgan County girls played last night, but the outcome wasn't maybe what you wanted, but it was good to see them there. And as I was talking to my husband this week, we realized that this is the 10th anniversary of the March 2nd tornado. And just thinking about the resilience of this community and how you rebuilt is very admirable. Just so you know a little bit about us, Kevin is a lifelong resident of Moorhead. He's currently employed by First National Bank in Moorhead as the vice president and general manager. And before that, he worked at Moorhead State University's bookstore. His late father, Roy Anderson, and mother, Sue Anderson, taught him the value of hard work and to always place his faith in God, and instilled in him a deep commitment to the public good. From helping a family plan their financial future at First National Bank to setting students up for success at Moorhead State University, he has always prided himself in putting the interests of others before his own. Now, just a little about our family, and I don't want to do too much, but we're not from here, so I want to make sure you guys knew our family. I've worked in the Round County school system for over 30 years as a teacher and counselor. I'm currently a guidance counselor at Tilden Hogg Elementary. Our son Nick is a graduate of Brown County Senior High School and Moorhead State University. Kevin's platform is on shoring up our public education system and bringing new, good-paying jobs to our community so that working families and young adults can work and live close to home if they choose. He understands the daily lives of the people of Elliott, Morgan, and Round counties and will be an active listener and representative in order to best serve as your voice in Frankfort. And I think that's a very important point for him, is that he's your voice. That whoever is elected to that seat, it's not their seat, it's your seat. And it's important that he wanted me to convey that tonight. He would appreciate your support and vote as we work alongside one another to improve the lives of those who live in the 99th District of Kentucky. He has made several visits to Morgan County over the last month and plans to continue to get to know the citizens that live in your community. And of course, lastly, we would like to extend our thoughts and prayers to the current state representative of our district, Richard White, as he's recovering in the hospital. To stay up to date with our campaign, feel free to follow Kevin Anderson for state representative on Facebook. So thank you. I appreciate your time. Speaking is really not my sort of thing, but because Kevin had a schedule conflict, we wanted to make sure that we were here tonight. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Good evening, Morgan Countyans. It's my pleasure to be here with you. I would like to thank the Rotary Club for inviting me to this forum tonight. My name is James Casey Hilton. Everybody knows me as Casey. And I'm a candidate for Morgan County Corner, number 2 on the ballot. I'm not originally from here, but I'm proud to call Morgan County my home. I'm the grandson of the late James and Minnie Manning Meadows. My grandmother was born and raised in the Ezel area. I was born and raised over in Menifee County. I now reside on Highway 191 with my wife, Kayla. She's the granddaughter of Patty and the late Rusty Hutchinson, and our 3 children, Kinley, age 11, Christian, who is 8, and our miracle baby, Kira, she's 1. I've worked for the Morgan County Service as an EMT for the last 4 years, and I've been working in public service for 14 years, over which time I've worked as an EMT in several counties across the region. I was a deputy coroner in Breathitt County. I was a reserve deputy sheriff and a court deputy for Menifee County, along with volunteering for numerous fire departments for 15 plus years. I'm currently the assistant chief of the Morgan County Rescue Squad, where I was elected this past September by the members. The combination of years in different roles of EMS, fire, and law enforcement has given me an in-depth background to fulfill the role of coroner and the compassion to console the families in the worst of times. When elected as your coroner, I can assure swift response to all areas of the county, day or night. I believe that is crucial to help with the grieving process. In addition to being to your loved one in a timely manner, I believe everyone should be treated equally from the coroner's office, as well as receiving the utmost respect and dignity to the deceased and their families. From the time I arrive to releasing your loved one to the funeral home, completing reports, working alongside state and local officials if the investigative process is necessary. Morgan Countyans deserve someone who's compassionate to their needs in the difficult time they're facing. I'm sorry, everybody, I'm terrible at public speaking. I can assure all this because I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated to the members of my community. I'm goal-focused. I'm oriented. I have my radio with me all the time. I show up off duty to help if I think I could be of assistance to whoever needs it. I've lost my spot. Those attributes will not change. My goal as coroner will always be to assist the people of Morgan County in their time of need. In closing, I have well over a decade of emergency service work spread out over multiple types of agencies. I'm well seasoned on how to care for you and your loved ones on the very worst of days. I'm a man of my word. I was raised your word is everything. And my wife has told me repeatedly not to say this. James Casey Hilton for coroner. Number 2 on the ballot, number 1 in your heart.
Okay, at this time, I want to welcome to the stage these next candidates are running unopposed, but I was told when I contacted them that they would be glad to come and speak because they felt like they owed it to our community to show their appreciation for our support in the past and to update us on what they've accomplished since we did put our vote on the line for them. So our first candidate coming to the stage will be Mr. Greg Motley, our sheriff.
Good evening. I'm Greg Motley, and I'm your Morgan County Sheriff. Absolutely excited to be here tonight. I just want to tell you, the last 4 years ago, if y'all remember, this place was packed because there's a lot of people running for offices. And my wife and I come in, and we had one kid that she'd had in school with her that volunteered to come with us. And so we had our little Greg Motley for Sheriff shirts on, and he put one on, and we walked in, and the place was packed. People were standing all around the aisles, and we sat down in a row, and no one would sit down beside us. So I come up, and I said, I thought it'd be funny. I said, you can kind of see who the old state trooper in the room is. And everybody just kind of looked at me. But what I said when I got up here 4 years ago was, I said, if you elect me your sheriff, give me a chance to show you what we can do when we bring experience and dedication to this office. And I felt like, that we brought that. So I said, you elect me your sheriff, we'll put an officer in the schools. Well, we did that. Day one, we put a school resource officer in. We have gotten a federal grant. Now we have 2 school resource officers. We will continue to try to build that program and partner with our Morgan County Board of Education. Very proud of that. Put our school resource officers up against anyone. We currently have 4 certified deputies. Well, we have 3 certified deputies. One's fixing to go to the training academy. We patrol our county 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You call the Morgan County Sheriff's Office, somebody shows up. When you dial 911, you don't wait 2 hours like you used to. And I just want to kind of go through a little bit with you and tell you, we've worked over 408 crashes since we took over. We've arrested close to 150 operating under the influence. We've answered over 10,554 calls for service since we took over. I'm really proud of that. And I'll tell you, I've got a great team. I got to recognize my wife. My wife puts the fun in sheriffing, if you would. She takes care of all the stuff that I don't take care of, because all I do is go around and complain about, we ain't doing this right, we ain't doing this good enough, I want it done better. And so that's what I do. She comes around behind me and goes, here's a gift card. Y'all can have dinner tonight on the sheriff, or something like that. Or she plans our Christmas dinner. She gets the gifts for all the kids. We've tried to make it a family affair with the sheriff's office, and I feel like we've done that. Much thanks to her. Look, I'm not a public speaker. I'm a public servant. I brought my experience to the county. I feel like that we're moving forward. We're going to do more the next 4 years than we've done this past 4 years. We're just getting it kind of lined out now to where we can start doing stuff. So I appreciate the fact that I don't have any opposition, because that just gives us the ability to keep on rolling. But I think the judges, we work great with them. We work great with the county attorney's office. We work great with the city police and the state police. We're in the business of helping Morgan County citizens. We work with people to help them get into rehabs. If they want to go to rehab, we'll help them do that. We're in the business of making people productive citizens. Again, I appreciate the opportunity to be your sheriff. I look forward to working with you all again for the next 4 years. That'll probably be it for me, though, because I've got grandkids that are 4 and 1 on the way. So after 4 years, I'll probably retire. But I do appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
Okay, I'd like to welcome to the stage now our circuit judge, Miss Rebecca Phillips. She's short like me, so.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening. I want to thank the Rotary Club for everything they've done to get this presentation together. This room holds a lot of memories for me, because back in 2006, this was probably the very first place that I had an opportunity to address the citizens of Morgan County, ask for your vote. During my term serving as your circuit judge, I also had an opportunity to speak to the legislature in this room, a legislative committee, about drug court, which is something that I promised that I would start in this circuit. It's a project that means a lot to me. It's a big part of my job, one of the parts of my job that I like the most. And then, unfortunately, with the circumstances, this became a courtroom for me in 2012. And so I've had a lot of memories in this particular facility. And back when I was here in 2006, had an opportunity to address my qualifications, my educational background, my professional background, to explain to you why I thought I was the best qualified person to serve as circuit judge. And at that time, I promised you that I would be hardworking, honest, and I would treat people fairly and equally. And I again make those promises to you here this evening. I also am very pleased to say that I'm unopposed, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve you for the next 8 years as your circuit judge. I'm now in my 16th year. I began September 15, 2006 as your circuit judge, and I have felt that it was a privilege and an honor to serve you throughout this time. It's a tough job, a lot of responsibility. But I'm extremely dedicated to the job, and I hope that anybody that has had a chance to encounter me in the courtroom would agree with that, because I believe in being prepared. No matter what the case is, I'm going to be thorough with it. I'm going to give each and every case the attention it deserves. And I appreciate your confidence in me. I ask for your vote, and I appreciate, again, the opportunity to be here this evening. Thank you all.
Okay, at this time, I would like to welcome our district judge, Mr. Rupert Wilhoit.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's good to be here again. I'm Rupert Wilhoit, your district judge. Been your district judge for over 15 years now. Went by pretty quick. I can remember coming to many of these things. I run every 4 years, and this is probably the smallest crowd we've seen. Not many contested races this year, but it is my pleasure to be here. I'm very grateful for my job, thankful for my job. I don't never take it for granted. I've got a good assistant, great assistant, Susie Ginner, who helps us move the docket. A lot of you nodding your head, know Susie, how great she is, keeping me pointed in the right direction. I'm judging 3 counties. We have handled 6,500 cases a year. I handle anything from probates to traffic tickets to DUIs to small claims court, mental health petitions, juvenile cases. Lot going on. I'm signing. I don't know how people did this job before cell phones. I sign orders constantly on my phone. I'm always texting with Susie on the bench even to keep things moving, because that's really what's important to me, is to keep those cases moving every day. With 6,500 cases, you really have to stay on top of that every day. And I promise you I'll keep doing that. And I really appreciate the opportunity to serve as your district judge and look forward to the next 4 years. I love coming up to West Liberty. The clerks, as the judges will attest, are great to work with. My bailiffs, we all just really get along and really enjoy my job. Thank you.
Okay, just before we welcome our next judge to the podium, I would like to ask that our 2 candidates for the Kentucky Court of Appeals go ahead and come up to our reserved area, Ms. Sarah Combs and Mr. Larry Thompson. And then I would like to welcome Ms. Jennifer Neese, who's our family court judge.
Thank you for having me here this evening. I'm in a little bit of a different position than the other judges and a lot of the other candidates, in that I ran for the remainder of Judge Flatt's term in 2020. And I'm sure you're all aware that in the spring and summer of 2020, a lot of events like this weren't taking place. So I didn't really have the opportunity to get out and meet as many of you from Morgan County as I'd like. I've met a lot of you now. I joined Judge Will Hoyt in acknowledging how awesome we work with the clerks, with the bailiffs, with the sheriff. I really appreciate the job. I appreciate the chance to serve you guys. I've worked with hundreds of families. What I promised when I was running, for those of you I did get to talk to, was that I would be compassionate and I would do this job with integrity. I feel like I've done that. I'd like to have the opportunity to keep doing that. I'm also unopposed, but I wanted to meet you all. Thank you for your votes last time, and ask for your vote again. Thank you.
Okay, at this time I'm going to welcome Ms. Sarah Combs, who's on our Kentucky Court of Appeals.
Thank you so much. And it is truly a joy to be with you all tonight. When I walked in the room, I immediately ran into an old friend, and Sid made me feel right at home. It was like a homecoming to come back to Morgan County. I have connections both with Henryville, Indiana, and Morgan County, ironically. So this timing of our meeting tonight with the 10th anniversary of the tornado is particularly meaningful to me. I spent 9 years teaching high school French, Spanish, and government in Henryville, Indiana. And I spent many years at Faith Baptist Church here in Morgan County, in Candle City, with my husband at that time, who was Baptist minister of the church. His name was Ernie Duddleson, and Ernie served there for a couple of years before he became too ill to continue. My husband before that, my late husband, was Bert Combs, who built the Mountain Parkway. So I married 2 wonderful mountain men, both of whom have died, and both of whom left me with a great love of my time of service for you all. What I have left of my life has been spent in the service of the Court of Justice of the Court of Appeals of Kentucky. It has been the crowning joy of my life, because it's enabled me to use night school teaching. I taught at the night school at the University of Louisville. I also went to the night school to get my law degree. And to think that those years of training could be devoted to you and to the people of Eastern Kentucky is truly a joy for me. It has been an honor to serve you. I am particularly grateful for the fact that I do not have opposition this time. I'm always paired with Judge Larry Thompson, my colleague, not my opponent. We are colleagues representing the 7th Appellate District of Eastern Kentucky. We now represent 33 counties, an overwhelming statistic which neither of us has quite begun to comprehend yet. But Morgan County has always been with us. You've been one of our original 22 counties. And Judge Thompson and I have gone places together. We will continue to. Everyone thinks we're running against each other. We're not. I'm District 1, he's District 2. You get 2 for the price of 1 on the Court of Appeals. So we are together in this endeavor, and I think he shares my delight in being with you, in being unopposed, and in being able to come here tonight. And as one of the wonderful comment that thank you for your vote in the past, thank you for your confidence for the future. And my dream would be never to disappoint you, to do my best to serve you in such a way that you would never be sorry that you trusted me. Thank you so very much, and Godspeed with this effort. You're doing a wonderful job bringing people together to speak. Thank you.
I said, one thing I've learned over the years is I always hate to have to follow her. She is such an eloquent speaker. It is an honor to be here. My name is Larry Thompson. I've got judges in this room I know I've served with for many, many years. Before it was our opportunity to come up, I looked at Sarah and I said, Sarah, do you realize between the two of us, we've got 60 years on the bench? I said, that's a long time wearing that black dress. So sometimes I come to these events and I feel like Methuselah walking into the room, but I've been blessed out of Pike County. I served as a district judge for 4. I served as our family court judge for 20 years. And I've been on the Court of Appeals for the last 4 years. I always tell people I don't seem to be able to hold a job. So they keep having me run for something else out there, but it is an honor. I appreciate it so much. I was here the last time, and I agree, the crowd was just absolutely amazing. And I know not having a lot of opposition out here is a good thing for those of us that are running, but it is good seeing each and every one of you. I'm so thankful that you're out. When Judge Phillips was up here speaking, I have to admit, it reminded me of the first time. I was nervous. I don't care, after 27 years, you still get nervous when you get up here and you speak to these groups. So I come in here and I'm thinking, what are my qualifications? What are my qualifications? And it reminded me of a story when I was running in Pike County. One of my supporters came up and said, Judge, you were a good district judge. Judge, you were a good circuit judge. What makes you feel like you're qualified for the Court of Appeals? And I looked at him very seriously. I thought about it and I said, being qualified has never stopped me from running for political office. Now, you can take that however you want to take it out there, but it is an honor being with you here today. I am in such admiration. Like I said, I've been here several times since 2018. I try to come down. But as Judge Combs says, you can't be here as often as you like, especially with COVID. And then the fact we went from 22 counties to 33, I feel like an election year, I just sleep in my car and travel the roads of eastern Kentucky. And now I think we're getting closer and closer to Cincinnati, but long and short of it, thank you so much for having us here. I would encourage you, and I've done this over the years when I come to these things, whether you're a Democrat or whether you're a Republican, have no problem with all. If you want to vote a straight ticket, that's absolutely fine. Don't forget us judicial candidates. I always tell people, when you vote a straight ticket and walk out, I've had so many people say, I voted for you, I voted a straight ticket. I said, you didn't vote for me then. You got to come over here and vote for us judicial offices. But I want to close with this. You guys are very lucky. I know you have no opposition, so I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying this. You have a great group of judges that serve you here in this county, and it's a pleasure to work with them on a daily basis. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. My name's Donnie Keaton. I'm a magistrate in District 2, Crockett and Dingus. You know, there's a lot more to being a magistrate than looking at the roads, I have found out. And, you know, we have to work with the judge, the sheriff's office, and, you know, I think that we've done, you know, a pretty good job. You know, I said I must have done something right. I'm running unopposed. And it's always good, you know, we got to approve stuff for the sheriff's office because in time, before I become a magistrate, I was a constable. And, you know, we know then I got some idea what the law was about, you know, and what they needed. But we've got several roads blacktopped. We've got the bowling alley put in, and we've got we've had a lot of things, that we've done during a pandemic. We've got money, we've got some things done, and I had this wrote down that I wanted to mention, and I don't see Miles here anywhere, but we've had trouble with the little green road signs being stolen. And I would like, if there was some kind of way to get that stopped, we have to keep putting them things out. They don't cost nothing. They're not worth nothing. But we had an incident out our way. I see some of my neighbors there that they'd called an ambulance. The ambulance passed by their driveway several times because they couldn't find the road. So that's something, I know the sheriff is looking into this too. I mean, it's not just my district, it's everybody's. But if anybody knows anything or says something, it's not squealing on somebody, it's a matter of life and death, or could be. And, I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention here that, it's not like the catalytic converters that, it's worth hundreds of dollars, but, that's something we all need to work on. And thank God I'm not opposed. And if anybody needs anything, I don't care if I can bring it in front of the court in any district. I'm there to help. Thank you.
Donnie was running for District 2, and we went out of order, so it would give us time to draw numbers over here because District 1 does have opposition. And if District 1 would go ahead and come up on the stage. Which one of you drew number 1? All right, you go right ahead. Now you'll have to adjust that thing because I'm short.
Yeah, we might need another. Yeah, we might have to have an extension on that, but can we just hold it?
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
There you go.
I'm good.
Click it back in.
All right.
Now let's do that. Maybe that'll help.
Good evening. First of all, I want to thank the Rotary Club, Cheryl McGraw. One of these beautiful girls over here is mine. It is, isn't it? I'd like to thank the Interact Club, Morgan County High School, of course, Morgan County School System for letting us use the building here. But voters in District 1, my name's Eric Pelfrey. I lived in Morgan County my entire life. My family and I, we live 1 mile from where I grew up at on War Creek. My wife, Ashley, and I, we have 2 kids, Kennedy, that's 15, and Colton, he's 10. Ashley is a former principal at Morgan Central Elementary and Morgan County Middle School. She's currently the assistant superintendent in the Menifee County School District. I'm very active in the community as a Little League baseball coach, former past master of Elk Fork Masonic Lodge number 755. But most importantly, I'm a Christian and member of the Bethany Enterprise Baptist Church, which I'm very proud of. I've been employed by Lyon and Hazel Green for the past 17 and a half years. I've been the maintenance manager for the past 11 years. In my leadership role at Lyon, I oversee budgets, mechanical and building maintenance, and maintenance personnel. After graduating from college, I operated heavy equipment, and I helped coordinate installing water lines all over Morgan County. My credentials make me a perfect candidate for the office of magistrate. I believe first responders should be rewarded. With over $700,000 in gold severance money, there's no reason our fire departments, our sheriff's office, our rescue squad, and our ambulance service shouldn't have the best possible equipment. Also, the Morgan County Road Department should have sound equipment and tools to do their job. I promise not to be your magistrate only during election year, but all the time. If you call me, I will return your call. If I make you a promise, you can believe that. I'm not going to lie to you. If I can't do it, I'm going to tell you I can't do it. If it's illegal, I'm not going to do it. It's plain and simple. I'll drive our roads and I'll look for problems. My dad, Steve, he's in the audience with me tonight. He's retired from the Morgan County Water District, and just to be honest, he doesn't have anything better to do. So When I can't be out, he'll be out and be my eyes for me. So I'll appreciate that. I also promise to vote no to any new taxes to raise any current ones. I don't like taxes. They take way too much out of their salaries. I have a great relationship with the current fiscal court and look forward to working with all new and older elected officials. I promise to fight for you, and at the end of the day, I work for the people in our district. Feel free to call me with any questions. Our number's in the phone book, and my cell is 606-422-0909. Call me, text me, either way. I can't wait to talk and to campaign with everyone. Vote Eric Pelfrey, number 1 on the ballot. I thank you, and God bless.
I'm going to adjust this just a little.
Maybe even more.
You can adjust it more.
Can you hear me okay? Okay. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight, especially thank you to the West Liberty Rotary Club. Eric talked a little bit about this, but communities thrive on volunteerism. The people that do things not just because it helps others, but because it makes the communities better. And they do that not for what they get out of it personally. And I've always been an advocate of volunteerism. Before the pandemic and some during, I've been a volunteer for the Morgan County High School tennis team. Loved working with those kids. I'm an active volunteer with the Morgan County Food Pantry every Monday. And I've run the Morgan County Community Blood Drive since 2008. So I understand the importance of volunteers. When you find people willing to spend their time and their resources for free, you find people who truly care about their community and about the people. I'll tell you a little bit about my work history. After graduating college in 1980, I ran my own business. I was a substitute teacher, a child support caseworker, and in 2018, I retired from the Department of Corrections after 27 and a half years. I was a warden in 2 correctional institutions, the second one being here at EKCC. From business owner to warden, I was always looking to see what I could do to improve things. You improve things, you look at what you've got, and some things you're doing really well, and I always like to look at that and go, well, how can we make it even better? How can we be more efficient? How can we affect more people? And this is my view of county government. We need to constantly look at what we can do to improve this county, how we can improve the services that we already have, what new services and industry can we bring in to improve the quality of life for all. I believe that Morgan County should be the example that other counties look to emulate. We should be the measuring stick by which other counties grade themselves. I want visitors to Morgan County to drive away saying, wow, they know what they're doing there, and they know how to utilize their resources, and they care about their people. I want them to say Morgan County is beautiful, well-maintained. They have well-paying jobs and activities and safe places for families and youth. I want Morgan County to make the news for the good things that's happening here, not the bad. But to have that, we have to have people in positions that put Morgan County first. One of the things that I have heard people say is that they're scared to vote the way they want. That terrifies me. That's what someone would say that lived in a communist country. My name is Kathy Littrell. I'm running for magistrate in District 1, and I want to be your voice on the fiscal court to see that your needs and your wants are heard. To the voters in District 1, I humbly ask for your vote, and I want you to know that I'm a hard worker, and I'm not afraid to do what I know is the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm going to welcome our candidates for District 3 onto the stage, please. All right. Stand here first. Let me adjust your microphone to fit you.
All right. Thank you. Everybody just bear with me for a few minutes. This is first for me, so I wanted to say that some of you probably already know me, but for the ones that don't, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Aaron Sexton. I'm a Republican candidate for Magistrate in District 3. I have lived on Dittany Ridge and been a part of District 3 community my entire life. I'm not a politician. I didn't really ever want to be. I'm a hardworking family man that wants to help my community in my district. Although I'm young, I strongly believe I have what it takes to help our district, and I'll be here for those in District 3 to hear them when they call and make their needs heard. Although I cannot guarantee I will be able to get everybody what they want when they want it, I can guarantee I will do my best to represent everyone in my district fairly. I will do my best to ensure our part of the county gets the attention and the help that it deserves. I will be available when an issue needs to be addressed, and I will bring all of our district's needs and concerns before the judge, executive, and the physical court. I'm asking for your vote in District 3, and I look forward to hearing from you about any questions you may have and to discuss with you how we can together improve our district. I would like to thank the Rotary Club for giving me the opportunity to speak with you this evening, and thank everybody for their continued support. It was short, but thank you.
Try to adjust it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tommy Fannin. I've lived on 519 my whole life. I'd like to thank the Rotary Club for having this and for everybody for coming out. I've had to travel a whole lot with work. I've built roads. Actually, I've probably worked on every road that's been built in this county, all over the state, West Virginia, Virginia, Tennessee, Indiana. I believe I have what it takes. I've got a lot of knowledge in road building and how to get things done, make them happen, and probably the best way to fix a place, the cheapest. And I've always been raised believing in hard work. Other things, I've traveled and stayed away from home a whole lot in order to work, support my family, my community. We've come a long ways in 10 years from the tornado. We can go further, and I'd like to see it go further. I'd like to see jobs. Our children, a lot of them mine, a lot of my friends, my children's friends, have to leave to find a good job. I'd like to see them stay here. This is a good county, and you know you can protect them more if they're in a good county like this. And I think I have the experience and it takes to be a good candidate. I'll work for you. I'll do my best for you. If time's in need of the county can't come out, I don't care a bit to come out myself and do it. My number's in the phone book. I'm available anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I just like to see this county grow, expand, and create some jobs, good paying jobs for everybody. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we're going to welcome to the stage our candidates for District 4 for Magistrate. Yeah, come right on up. I don't think Brandon Evans is here, so we're going to welcome Mr. Mark Kemplin. You need to adjust it any way you can.
Thank you for having me over here tonight. Appreciate it. What a beautiful crowd. What a beautiful crowd. Love each and every one of you. My name is Mark Kemplin. I went to USL School. I'm running for Magistrate in District 4. What I can bring to the table is I went to Lexington, worked as a sheet metal worker, fabricator, aluminum welder. But during that process, I worked there 21 years. The last 5 of the 21, I was a union steward. I worked hard for the men. I got them. We'd filed some grievances. During that 5 years that I was steward, I never lost one grievance. I won every one of them. I'm grateful for that. We negotiated contracts, and then after 21 years, they was impressed what I did for the employees there. They hired me right off the floor and appointed me as union business rep over that shop and 4 other shops. I worked at that for 5 years. I was a union business rep for local sheet metal local 110 out of Louisville, Kentucky. I negotiated contracts. I settled grievances. I worked with HR, management. We done what we could to benefit the people. Now I'm going to change course here. Y'all mentioned something earlier about volunteers. While I was working those 21 years, I come back here on the weekends, and I worked for Bill Frank Lacey as a special deputy for 3-4 years. Served my community. That's important. That's important. Hold down a full-time job, work away, and then come back and do that. So that's the reason I decided, I retired in 2013, and then now I'm deciding to run for magistrate. I will tell you this. If I'm elected as your magistrate, which I believe I have a real chance of doing, my word is my bond. Many people, around Eazell, Grassley, all over, if I tell you something, you can take it to the bank. I love Morgan County. I love Kentucky. I love my country. If you can support me and help me, I would appreciate it. God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to welcome to the stage our candidates for District 5. And Mr. Leroy Phipps, I don't think he is here tonight, so we're going to listen to Mr. Anthony Likens. I don't know, Anthony, you just this however you want to.
Hello. As she said, my name is Anthony Likens. I taught in Morgan County for 31 years, got out of teaching, went into politics, and won 2 terms as magistrate before. And at that time, my desire was to see better roads by cleaning ditch lines and so forth. Problem is, the ditch lines are still messed up. We need to get that done, whoever gets elected. As your magistrate at that time, I'd say I never missed 10 phone calls. If you take that job as magistrate, your office is your home. Each phone call you get, you need to take care of it. It's either a yes or no. If it was a no, I always called them back and said, hey, we can't do that. I had a student, I guess a real close friend of mine. He called me and he said, I need a load of gravel. I said, okay, what county road? Oh, not a county road. I got a trailer and need a driveway. I said, I'm sorry. That's illegal and I won't do it. You do things the right way, people respect it. He gave me a good talking to. I let him talk. He called back 2 weeks later and apologized. Some of the issues that are in front of us, I'd like to see all county roads that are gravel taken care of and blacktopped. Now, we may have to go to Frankfort, beg for money, but we can get it. If not, when I was in my first term, my first year, I went to Frankfort and ended up getting like a $35,000 grant. The judge at the time said, oh, there's no way you can get that the first year. I said, watch me. We got it. We have a walking track at our park. We have a basketball court, picnic tables. It just takes some work. And if you don't want to work, you don't need the job. We have a problem in the state that says it's illegal to take care of cemetery roads. I don't think anyone should have to worry about getting to the cemetery if they have a loved one that has passed. If the road's bad, they need to call county judge or your magistrate, and they should take care of it. It may be, it's easy in Frankfurt to come up with that's illegal, because probably 9 out of 10 cemeteries you can drive right up to the graveyard. It's not that way in Morgan County, and we need to take care of that. If it's illegal, I guess I'll break the law because I will take care of it. I talked to a friend of mine in Breathitt County and mentioned it to him. Yes, we take care of cemetery roads, and there's not much in you if you don't. That's what he told me. And I thought, well, I'll take care of that. Last thing I want to say again is I will be giving a scholarship out. It's not much. It's $250. My problem is sometimes if I only had two, I'd say to my wife, I think I'll just give them both the scholarship. I went as high as 3. If you applied for it and you didn't get it, I gave you $50. It was always at least 1 month of my salary, sometimes 2. But what more can you invest in if you can't invest in your students? Another thing we need to look at is tell me one thing outside of the Morgan County swimming pool that young kids have to do in Morgan County. There's not anything. We need to get a young couple, give some tax breaks, and let them build a restaurant, a theater, give the kids something to do, and they'll stay on the right track. I know that from the classroom, because if I didn't keep them busy, I had discipline problems. And I never had any discipline problems. I've got Ellen Motley. She'll vouch for that, right, Ellen? I kept them busy. And again, my name is Anthony Likens. If you're in my district, I'd like to have your vote. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you to the Rotary Club for putting this on and having all of us here tonight. So for those of you who have never met me, my name is Allison Benton Holbrook. I grew up here in Morgan County my entire life. I'm the daughter of Roger and Sharon Benton, also who have spent their entire life here in Morgan County as well. I've been blessed to raise 4 children who, to say the least, have been my passion and my purpose and my reason, and honestly, everything that I've done. I have over 10 years in the field of education. I've been a teacher, I've been a principal, I've been an MSU professor, I've been a migrant advocate, and I've been a multiple business owner. I left my field of education to pursue a passion that I had, which was marketing, and was able to successfully build a marketing business that has now allowed me to transition to have the opportunity to run as Morgan County Judge Executive. In marketing, we have a saying that there's a reason the rearview mirror is smaller than the windshield. The focus should always be on what lies ahead of us and not what is behind us. The truth is if you focus on the rearview mirror in the past, you're going to be stuck, guaranteed. You'll never really see what God intended for you to do if you're always focused on things that happened in the past. I plan to run this race, the judge's race, focused on what lies ahead. I have every intention to run this race with the intent to win. I want to personally meet face-to-face as many people as I possibly can and truly hear what the people of Morgan County have to say. I want to listen, and I've already started listening, and my campaign has already begun door to door. Let me start by saying I want to have a relationship with our magistrates. In my opinion, it is the very magistrates in this district who know their area best. So I want my relationship to be strong with them. I want to be a team player in the decisions that are going to be made for this county. I have very high expectations, and I have some concerns of my own and some concerns that I've heard as I've already started across the county. I want the transit station to be open and running to help the elders in the community who are on fixed incomes but can't afford transportation to the places that they need to go. I don't want someone grieving the death of a loved one and have to worry about the condition of the cemetery road and how they're going to get there to pay their last respects. I think it's something that needs immediate attention, and I plan to fix that. I also plan to find out why we truly still in this county have families who are using springs to pump water, or why they have to have a cistern for water. It's 2022. I want these people to all have water in our district, in our county, and I want to fix that. I want our fire departments to feel comfortable in knowing that in the event that something happens, or whether it does or not, that they have funds to operate on. And I think it's so important. You guys, they are our lifeline in a tragedy, and they deserve to know that the County of Morgan supports them. I want a flag placed on the grave of every veteran in this county. The least we can do is show respect to the very people who fought for us. And I think it's something that's so important, and I think it's so deserving. I want thriving businesses in this county again, and I can say that because as a business owner on Main Street in West Liberty for many years, I had to look forward to September. I had to look forward to the Sorghum Festival because it was going to be the one thing that brought revenue into our business that would allow us to sustain for several months. And there are so many things out there we can do. There are other events that we can add to this county that would not only help our existing businesses to thrive, but it would allow others to come in. Lastly, I want y'all to know that I'm not afraid to do this job. I'll write grants. I'll go to Frankfurt. I will listen. I will follow up with families. I can treat the man in a suit the same as I can treat the man on a tractor. And I want and I'm willing to do business with both. I can designate, cooperate, incorporate, and put a smile on my face when I'm ready to cry. I'm a mother. We can do multiple things. And yes, I am a female, and I understand that I am the first female to run for county judge executive. But I promise if you can give me the opportunity to take a chance as your next county judge executive, I want you to elect the person, not the party. And I encourage you to elect the person who's never ran a political race, the one who's not a part of the good old boys club. But I'm also have a very, very good intentions and very best intentions at heart. So I would love to have your support in this race. Thank you.
You can move this any way you need to, Derek.
I think I was sabotaged. That was pretty good. I have to say, it was great. We'll see it.
We graduated together.
Well, yeah, but I don't talk as good as you do. I've learned a lot tonight by this, and I really appreciate you. You've done a great job, by the way. I'm really impressed. You've done really good. Appreciate you asking us to come out, and I've really learned a lot. I think by the numbers that we've saw here tonight that we need a pie factory here, a cake factory for sure. I'm pretty sure that's what we need because I've seen the numbers on that. But anyway, I'm Derek Witt. A lot of you know me as you pass by me going to Moorhead to do your business in another county. But I'm at Silverado, and I've been a trucking garage there since 1989. And we spent a lot of hours there. And but anyway, back in September of 2021. I went to a We the People reunion in Muhlenberg, Kentucky. I wanted to educate myself not only what happens here, but I want to know what happens abroad. What's happening in the country, worldwide, what's cause of all these problems that we've got here now. And I learned a lot because I saw a lot of people there that were just like us. They just want to feed their family. They want to work. They want to be left alone. They don't want to be aggravated by politics and everything. So they had a lot of great speakers. There was like 29 speakers there. And it was posted by actually one of Allison's friends, Brad Barton. He's a great speaker. He's good. You all should follow him on Facebook. He's got a lot of information that you really do need to see. But I met Arthur Pulowski. I don't know if anybody's ever seen him. He's a Canadian pastor. He's the guy that was on TV that told the devils to get out of his church. He was having church. They literally came into his church and was going to arrest the guy. And right now, they've got him incarcerated up there as we speak in some pretty horrific conditions. I've met him. He's a wonderful speaker, a wonderful man. They offered him $2 million to stand down, and he wouldn't do it. He stood up for his belief. And a man like that's respected, for far as I'm concerned. But we can't let that happen here. And it's going to. If we don't stand up and start doing something about these things now, they're going to be right here in our churches telling people what to do. I also met the My Pillow guy, by the way. I liked him. He had a really good speech too. But the highlight of the evening was General Flynn. And this is what made me decide to run. He said, everybody here, there was about 5,000 people. The TV said it was 500, it was 5,000. He said, local action makes national impact. And that really rang true to me because we've got to do something here locally. I'll make this quicker, then I guess I'm out of time already. But anyway, my agenda will be the mask and the vaccines are optional, it's your right, we have sovereignty, we don't have to do that. The property taxes here is ridiculous. I think everybody in here has got a problem. Anybody over 65 shouldn't even have to pay it, in my opinion. We need to do something about it. There are things we can do, and I will do that. It's basically slavery, because you never own your property. And we are a sovereign nation. We should not be able to do that. I believe in forensic audits of elections. We've got a real problem, and even in this county right here, I'm not saying we got bad people running elections, don't misunderstand me, but we have got the same polling, the same voting machines and software that we're questioning still, because a lot of people think it didn't happen in 2020. So as far as grants, they mentioned grants earlier. I have been talking to people about grants. Buffalo Trace has offered some things, maybe do some things down at Blackwater. Also other places in the county. I think every district should be evenly administered. The physical court meetings, I'm going to air them on social media sites. I've already been taking calls and progress on that. It's going to be open to the public interaction. No more closet deals. The animal shelter, I see a lot of people that's a heartfelt thing for everybody. Everybody loves animals. We're going to publicly put that out to where everyone can see the animals, what kind of conditions they're living in, and what way you can get them too. The kids will be looking at them and things. I think it'd be a great idea. Be a lot easier way to get the word out. But mainly the conditions, because there's some bad things happening here. But it's going to take everybody to pull together to make this happen, to make Morgan great again. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I would first of all like to thank the Rotary Club for putting on this political forum, and also like to thank Mountain Telephone and their crew for coming out tonight for the people that could not attend this. But it is an honor to stand up here among all these candidates and be able to speak on what we all have to bring and offer to the table. But I'm not going to stand up here and give a big, long, boring speech or anything like that, but I am going to tell you a little bit about myself and how I will be an asset to the progress of Morgan County. Sorry about that. But my name is John Brown. I'm married to Leanne. We have 4 kids. Actually, one of them is getting married Saturday, so I guess we're going to have 5. But I am a lifetime resident of Morgan County, and I have a passion for this community. I have served as magistrate of District 2 for 2 terms, and during that time, while serving during the 2012 tornado, I gained valuable experience on working with other local and state officials across the state. And as a member of the fiscal court for 8 years, I have served on several committees, just to name a few: equipment and vehicles, policies and procedures, and safety committees, just to name a few. But Real Properties 1 and Rebuild Morgan County, those were entities that was established during the devastating tornado of March of 2012. And we were responsible for the restoration and construction of all government county buildings in the county. But during that time, we also got to bring along the Wellness Center. And I don't know if everybody's been in here to the Wellness Center. If you haven't been to the Wellness Center, I would influence you, go try it out. There's stuff to do for youth all the way up to our senior citizens. But I have a valuable work experience in the areas of infrastructure, of roads and bridges, operation of a small business, and overseeing subcontractors for other businesses on their projects. But my goal, if elected Morgan County Judge, would be a voice for this county, all the county, and be dedicated in the process of blacktopping, maintaining all county roads across the county, and that would be a top priority of mine. Plus, fight for the progress of Morgan County's infrastructure and give our kids a reason to stay in this county and raise their families here as we have done so ourselves. But we have the opportunity for major growth, and now is a vital time to make sure your vote is going with someone that has those same goals in mind. I would also like to stress that I am not intended to be a one-term judge. I want to serve this community to the best of my ability for several years to come. And it is my belief that we need someone that is committed with these same goals in mind. But I would like to say that I would work tirelessly for Morgan County, all of Morgan County, not Republican, not Democrat. I'm for the betterment of Morgan County. So I ask for your vote in the upcoming election. Vote John Brown, Judge Executive. And I'd like to say one more last thing that has nothing to do with this forum. I would like to ask everyone to keep our military in your thoughts and prayers with everything that's going on in the world. Thank you all.
I think it's about looking pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Cheryl. And thanks to the Rotary Club and everybody that made this possible. I appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. A little bit about myself. I'm Jim Gazay, candidate for Judge Executive. I am a descendant of several generations of coal miners in Appalachia. My mother's family, the Nobles, were one of the first settlers that came into what is now Breathitt County. But we're not here to discuss my genealogy, but rather how I can effectively serve Morgan County as your next Judge Executive. I have over 25 years of successful experience leading teams, managing government organizations, and overseeing complex projects in challenging conditions where failure was not an option. I have spent my life in service, whether it was in the military, service clubs, volunteering during the tornado 10 years ago, during and after for almost 2 years. I know what service and what it's meant to be. Our local government should be about people over politics, public interest over private interest. If elected, it will be the needs of the community that dictate my actions. It is your ideals and your inputs that will help make Morgan County a better place to live for you and your children. The last election, the topics were about roads, ditches, the normal things you would expect to hear from candidates up here. During that campaign, my concern was also that this county was coming to a crossroad, as was our state and our nation. Our nation is still trying to find a path forward through a challenging historical period in time. With soaring inflation, supply chain issues, slow economic growth, our county cannot continue to do business as we've been doing in the past. We need different results. We need different results. In the best of times, a county judge will keep our infrastructure working, our budget balanced, and our taxpayers' dollars allocated for the benefit of everyone, and not just individuals. And that's the easy part. But in these times, you also need a county judge that is innovative and capable of meeting the new challenges head on. I have the skills and the experience to be that judge executive. The judge executive's job is to implement the will of the people, not the other way around. If elected, the judge's office will operate with full transparency. Your voice will be heard, meetings will be public, convenient, and no one will ask your political affiliation. We can work together for the good of all, and I will work hard for you and our county. As I said, people over politics. This May and November, our elections here in Morgan County and across this republic will have a national impact. So please get out and vote. As I campaign around the county, I look forward to hearing your ideals and your concerns, and I ask each of you here tonight to vote for me as your next judge executive. God bless our nation, our state, and Morgan County. Thank you. Thank you to the Rotary again.
That's all right. I think that makes me get to summarize it all, doesn't it, since I'm the last one. Maybe that gives me some advantage. I don't know about that. But I too thank the Rotary Club. This is a great event, and I know it takes a lot of work. And it kicks off our campaign season. It's done that for several years, you know it. And I'd like to thank you all for being here to do these job interviews. You hear what I said? They're job interviews. That's what this is about. Who will serve you for the next 4 years? That's what this is about. It was with, got to tell you, it was with a lot of prayer and discussion that I entered this county judge's race. And I feel very blessed to have lived my whole life in Morgan County. And if I had to pick one thing, think about this. If I had to pick one thing that's the best thing there is about our county, it's our people. That's the best thing we have in this county. And I'm so blessed to have been associated with and known the special people of this county. And they've been part of my life, and they're still part of my life. That's the best thing we have going for us. I've always believed that doing things as a team, here for a few minutes, you may hear that several times. I believe we do things as a team. It gives us a lot better chance of success for everything that we try to accomplish. It takes a team effort. I was on a team that was able to bring the prison to Morgan County many years ago. As a member of the fiscal court, we all believed this would bring great opportunity to many people for good paying jobs and even careers, and not have to leave this county to do that. I certainly believe EKCC has done that for our county and for our whole area. I was on the team that was the very first site-based council for the Morgan County High School. It was a great idea. Parents and teachers and administrators got to come together for the best success for our children. There is nothing better than that. And I know we always remember, and always will, the tragedy of the precious lives that were lost and the terrible destruction of our county in the 2012 tornado. I was on that team that had the challenge and the opportunity to rebuild Morgan County. I served as the chairman of the Morgan County Real Properties Board that rebuilt the old historic courthouse, the new transit center. It built the new extension office, the county office building, and the youth and wellness center. By the way, can you believe we've got a beautiful bowling alley out there in that youth and wellness center here in Morgan County, Kentucky? If you've not been out there, as Donnie spoke about and John spoke about, you need to go out there and see that for some good, clean fun for your family. And I believe we truly can unite our efforts as Morgan County office holders and employees, the West Liberty City Council, the Board of Education, and all that serve in whatever capacity. And I believe we can achieve our goals for this county if we'll do this. And one last thing here, let me tell you, Mary Jane's been helping me. She's been writing down all of these things that people have told me already, and the list is filling up pretty fast, that they're interested in. A wise fella, he's here tonight, said to me, don't try to tell everybody what they need. He said, listen to them. It was good advice, you know. and I really want to be a good listener. Let me tell you one more thing. Whether you are the winner or not, let's all be on the team for Morgan County. Don't make any difference whether you're the winner or not. May God bless you all and keep you all safe. And may God bless Morgan County.
How's everybody doing tonight? That was pitiful. That was pitiful. After all these people you got up here pour out their heart and soul, and well, even at church it gets louder than that. You know what? You go to a ball game, everybody's standing up screaming and all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? You need to be screaming about this too. You know what I mean? I'm not going to spend a lot of time up here. Probably my 3 minutes will be talking to you just about some of the things that we're doing. My name is Terry V. Salyer. I'm running for state senate. If you all don't have one of these, please get one for me. And on the back side, it tells some of the things that I'm looking at and what we're focusing on. But I want to share with you a little bit of something that's important to me. And I carry it in my pocket. And it talks about the campaign that we're doing. Any old-time Democrats back there? Old-time Democrats that never quit? Conservative, moderate Democrats? Yeah. There you go. There's still some out there. Well, they haven't defended us and gone, and no offense to the Republican Party because I'm for both. But I want to read this to you, folks. We, the people of the United States, and you realize that not all those delegates that went to the Constitution ratified that. This Constitution right off the bat. There were two of them that didn't, Rhode Island and South Carolina, I believe. But after everybody signed it, then they come along, see. It's before they elected George Washington as president. But anyhow, in order to form a more perfect union, form people, that's work. That's people working together, okay? Establish justice, which we all know what justice is. Ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity. Does anybody know what prosperity is? That's your kin, you all. That's your children. That's your grandchildren and everybody that comes behind you. Remember, we the people. Do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States. That's what starts off our Constitution, folks. We, the people. And that's what the campaign that I'm running is all about. It's about time that we, the people, take over where we've been left out. And what I say by that, in leadership right now, current in Frankfurt, there's a lot of things that are going on that we, the people, don't know about. Because 3 minutes already? No way, dude. No, I don't think so. Well, anyhow, this is what I'll do. Talk to me afterwards or whatever, but there's two things that I'm interested in. Education. I'm a retired educator, and this is one of the reasons why I'm running for this office. I was asked by 2 Republican committees to run because we've had leadership in the past. By the way, welcome to District 30. It was about 6 counties, and now I'm so glad to have you a part of that. But the education committees are facing a lot of things right now. I was in education for a long time. But there's 2 things on the docket right now that we're looking at, and that's privatization of education. They're right now looking at getting vouchers and private institution to take off our public schools, and guess where the money for the budget is coming from? Public schools. We can't do that, you all. We can't have that. That's one of the reasons that I'm running. Number 2 is when we get into education, some of us have been in there for a long time and retired and all that kind of stuff. And we talk about our businesses and our jobs. We talk about pensions, right? Past leadership, particularly in our district, has told people that I'm going to back the pensions all the way. We're going to be behind education. We're going to fund that, even get more money. And guess what happened? They cut us. They cut the pension system out. Those that said they would vote for it voted against it. We also have another thing with jobs, and I'll get here and sit down. You all can talk to me later on. I'm going to see you all a lot because I'll be in Morgan County a great deal. That's one thing. Representation and communication is everything. But I'm concerned about jobs, you all. And what you got to do is understand the play that's going on. They're trying to remove our unemployment benefits from around 30 days down to 12. And where you would normally go out and try to get one person to say that, you were going to try to obtain work, now it's 5 a week. So what I'm saying is they're trying to force our people into higher paid jobs. And what happens is our people have to accept lower paying jobs just to survive. So those are a few things that I'm looking at right now. The one thing that I want you to get out of tonight is we got to come together. It's time. It's time in Eastern Kentucky to come together, people. It's time to reinvent who we are. For years, we've been around coal and things of that. My daddy started with Hovat right off the bat. I know about the coal business, and I love it with my heart. But let me tell you what's going to be good for us, even here in Morgan County. And hear me. Everybody thinks that big shining knight and all those are going to come and save us out of the situation like the coal business did before. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is each and every one of you out there creating a small light with 30 small lights and supporting each other and supporting our businesses that we have. Those little lights become a big light. And that's what I have in store for you. I appreciate you all. I'm a pro-life, First, Second Amendment person. We need to come together and be able to work things out, and that's what I'm here for. Hope God bless you. Thank you.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Trying to get us out of here, I think.
You do just that. You just whatever you need to.
It'll be good. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank the Rotary Club for having. I come just to buy cake. I don't know what you all did, but no, I appreciate it. I do. I really do. Guys, I was born and raised in Morgan County. After the 2012 tornado, I blowed over to Wolfe County. That's kind of where we landed, and we call that home now, and we love it. But Morgan County, I raised 3 kids here, put 3 through Morgan County schools, a stepson and 2 daughters. Now I've got a grandson, so hopefully he'll come to Morgan County. But I've raised my kids here. I wrote all this down. I thought I'd come up here and just talk. But I worked for the state for 20 years. I've had my own business for 17 years. Now I'm working for it's a digital company that what I found out, we're real fortunate here in Morgan County to have MRTC. We go to Powell County, we go to Breathitt County. Honestly, at the car lot at Tanner Chrysler in Powell County, we can't even do our inspection like they do everywhere else because of the sales service. Then when I got talking to people down there, they don't even have internet down there, that the high-speed internet. I forget how, there are a big percentage of the houses don't even have fiber yet. A lot of people can't come there and work. Even there at Slade, they had to put in a special system just to operate from those gas stations up to the lodge to get the internet to work. So that area is hurting real bad. We need cell service. You don't need to drive from here to Moorhead, from here to Campton, and lose service 3 times. You know, we lose, my daughter works for this company. They lose their stuff all day long. They have to go back and re-inspect this stuff. It's just a real pain. So that, in this area, to get this going, we've got to help. I know like in this area, Appalachian can't afford to have as many tires because they don't have the people using it like you do in Lexington. So that's where the government, I think, needs to step in and help do some of these tires. You know, just like the rescue squad over there in Wolfe County all the time, in Powell County. You know, they have trouble down in the gorge because they don't have service. You know, there's some small things that would make a lot of a big difference in this area, this rural area. Yeah, jobs is one of it, but I don't think if we don't have internet and cell service, that's the big thing. That's my big push right now. Education, we need to take care of education. Our police force, how about all of our fire departments in this country? They're all volunteer. You know, we need to support them. We need to get them all the money they can get. Like Motley back there, he needs all the money he needs for cruisers to pay people. I mean, we need help, and I'll be there to do that. I'm number one on the ballot, and I'll be number one in your heart. And my motto right now is together we can. So let's all do it. Thank you all.
We've heard all of our candidates speak, but I want to say again how appreciative I am, and I'm sure each of you all are, for their willingness to serve our community. I think each and every one of them have expressed their openness to hearing our ideas, and I encourage each and every one of you to share those ideas with your candidates, because our voice, if it's heard, can help make a change for our community and for our nation as well. I thank each and every one of you and wish you a safe travels home. If you've got pies or cakes, come right on up and get them. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you all might have. You all have a great night.